In section 5.5.11, we want to find the value of the permutation. So the number of arrangements of R objects chosen from N objects in which the N objects are distinct. So if you're choosing it from N objects, in this example, the number on the left side for this permutation, N, is represented by the number 13. Once an object is used, it cannot be repeated, and then order is important. So this is the formula that we use. So we know that N represents 13, and we can see that R is the objects chosen from the amount of objects N. Therefore, R is 7. So what we want to be able to do is we want to use the formula to find the value of the permutation. So we're going to begin by substituting the correct numbers that we have in the permutation formula. So again, 13 permutation 7. We know that N is equal to 13, so we have 13 factorial in the numerator. In parentheses, we have 13 minus 7 because N is 13, R is 7, and we have factorial on the outside of that. So in order for us to follow, we're going to do the order of operations. So we're going to have to do what's inside the parentheses first. 13 minus 7 becomes 6 factorial. So now we have 13 factorial divided by 6 factorial. And so we can expand the factorial symbols and then cancel the factors that the denominator and numerator share. So if you take a look here, because we know the denominator goes to 6 factorial, in the numerator we can go from 13 times 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7, and we can stop at 6 factorial because anything divided by itself becomes 1. So the remaining product is 13 times 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 gives us an answer of 8,648,640. Now, again, we can also do this on our calculator. Now, again, we should understand how to do this by hand. The calculator is a shorter version of being able to simplify this. So let's go ahead and pull up the calculator here. And so whenever we want to be able to figure out a permutation, let's first discover where you have to locate it. So if you select the button Math, okay, and then you're going to scroll to the right and look for PRB, which is probability. Now, if we go down to number 2, excuse me, you can see that we have NPR, which represents that permutation. Now, the next step is, how do we input this so that it can calculate and evaluate what we have? So we need to go back and then hit second clear to get back to our clear screen. And so since the N is on the left-hand side and R is on the right-hand side, we need to start with the number that N represents first. So since N represents 13, we're going to go ahead and put in the number 13. Then we're going to go and select Math and then find, again, probability, and then scroll down to the permutation, which is number 2, and then we're going to select Enter. And then it inputs it into the screen. And then the value of R, since it's on the right, we're going to go ahead and put the number 7. Now, once we have this in our calculator in this form, all we have to do is press Enter, and you can see that we get the same result, 8,648,640.